Alright, I ran out of memory. I have to go take some stuff, but anyways, this is where we're at. There's a timing mark right there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. And what you do is you line it up with the casing here between the head here. This is one piece, this is the other piece. What it is that when you want to do the change the camshafts on the heads, you remove these Torx bolt here, and then this will come off. So, but anyways, what you do is you line up the timing mark to this mark here, and it should be right on there, and it is. So now we're ready to remove the timing belt. This is the fun part, because this wheel here, or this cam, I should say wheel, camshaft here wants to either rotate that way or this way, and it goes boing. So what I do is I take my breaker bar and I put a socket on it so it holds it in place, because that can be a real pain in the arse. And I do believe it's a 17 mil. Let me put this on there. There you go. Put it on there. It'll hold it into place. Come on, get in there. Yeah, there we go. Wedge it in there. Now she go nowhere. Alright, so now I'm going to remove this pulley here to get some tension off of this belt. Then we're going to remove the belt tensioner after. So that's what we'll do. So we need a 14mm bolt socket. I use my big kahuna here. Be much easier, bigger. 14 mil. There we go. Go down here. Get it in there. Tightening. Loosey. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. There we go. These originally were torqued to 39 Newton meters, which is in foot-pounds. I don't know. I work in metric because it's much easier. Much easier to sit on a torque wrench because it's always round numbers. It's not point that, you know, all that stuff. So what I do is I take the socket off, and I use a socket and screw it by hand. That way there you don't cross thread or damage the thread, and then it should pop right out. There's not much tension on here, as you can see, so I'm not going to damage the threads much. And then you get this sucker out. The reason why I remove this is because it's easier to get the belt on afterwards. There we go. She's out. This one has a lip on it, so you got to slide it out underneath. See? So stick it on my milling device. There we go. Now we're ready to get the tensioner out. So that's the same thing, but this one's trickier. Oh, I do have the O-rings in there. There's O-rings on the tensioner, and for some reason I lost them last time, and I had a hell of a time putting the tensioner back on because all the fasteners and stuff want to come out. So now that get this tensioner out, there we go. She's coming out. Whoops. So that's what you do with this. Now this one is a two-hander because you don't want to strip it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tripod. Use my tripod on my camera. I should have put it on before recording, but anyway. Put it on, stick it on the battery so you can see what I need to be doing here. Hopefully the battery's not too far out. It's not too bad. Alright, now I'm going to go get the tensioner. I'm going to do it with two hands because I don't want to strip the bolt on this one. Because there's still kind of a bit of a tension on it. I'm going to do it with two hands to make sure I don't strip anything here. There you go. Not too bad, but I want to take a chance. Wiggle it a bit. Yeah, this one's a little. Gotta be careful with this one. Come along here like this. There we go. Boink! Out she goes. I lost the O-ring. There's an O-ring that goes on the end of here, so you don't lose all your fasteners and washers and that. What happens is, this is what happens. You try to put it on after this is falling off and all that. Found the O-ring, it just fell on top of the water pump there. It's pretty common. You just slide it back on. Slide it back on the end there. Just like so. And we'll use it later. You have to compress it. I'll show you how to compress the tensioner. There we go. Yeah, see? Keeps everything all nice and tight together. Now that that's off, now we can start removing the timing belt. Now either you can remove this guard here that goes over. For some reason the manual transmissions have this guard here, I believe. I'll have to look at my book, but it's strange. It's pretty tight on there, but it's a good thing. So that's it. So to get to my oil water pump, I gotta remove this pulley anyways. So that's what I'll do. I'll remove that pulley as we speak. Jesus, almost chafed my knuckles on that puppy. See, now it's nice and loose. Get out with the socket. It's much easier. You're sticking your fingers in there trying to get it out. There we go. This puppy's coming out. Yeah, man, Lily. There we go. She's out. Alright, now the timing belt should be able to come out next to the other one. Alright, let's see if I can slide it off here. You should be able to slide it off because there's a gap there. There's a gap, and it's in the book. There we go, timing belt's off. So, like I said, this one here you want to put like a breaker bar with a socket. It'll hold it in place at least, so it won't turn on you. So now we're ready. Oh, we're not quite ready yet. I gotta get this one off to get the oil pump out. So, take the belt off. Just leave it dangle there for now. Now I gotta get that puppy off too. Alright, so basically almost taking the whole freaking end of it apart here. There we go. Use my left hand. Should come off pretty easy. There we go. There we go. That should come out. The fingers. Doop, 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 doop. Here we go. This one's coming off too. This would be the same way of if you need to replace your water pump. It's basically the same thing. So usually when you change your timing belt, you change your water pump because that's where she is, right there. Right there. It's fairly easy. It's not too hard. It's the bolts are not that tight. I think they're 12 Newton meters or something like that. Some not torqued very much. But yeah, that's the water pump. Big and burly. I love these Subaru water pumps, but I heard you don't have to change them if you don't have to. I know Subaru mechanic, he's changed 2 on cars that have reached 500,000 kilometers, which is about what? About 600, no less than that. Anyways, it's too early in the morning to go into miles. But anyways, they last pretty long. They're strong. They're strong, and it's steel inside. It's a steel impeller, casted. It's not plastic like some other manufacturers. So that's about it. So now we're ready to get the oil pump off. So that's what we're gonna do. So before I get oil on the timing belt, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get her out of the hole there because I don't want her to get full of oil. And just be careful here so she doesn't go boing on you. There we go. She's locked into place. Nice long timing belt. There we go.